call in, and it's very, very clear that they're stumbling in English, and you just wish you could switch to their language like that because it's better for your business. If you have a Chinatown down over here, a Little Italy town area over there, you've got the Japanese community over here, you've got some other guys over there. It's nice when you can service them, the Latinas. It's nice when you can just service everyone. So here's the point. What if, and this is what you should be doing, you decide what it is you want to pitch, and it almost doesn't matter because you're going to leave it to AI to know how to brainstorm it best and to compete with the competitors best. So here we go. We've been building something big. Now, when you get a website, it's not a website, it's an entire business that thinks on its own 24/7, day after day, all year long, all AI controlled. Everything is AI controlled, and it can run without you. And it has the job of out competing the competitors, and it knows how to go about it. Okay. And it just aims to improve your cash flow and your position every single day, or at least every week, every month, rolling averages. But it's going to do that all year long. Now, what if you could just make a single payment for that or a subscription payment for that, and it was fair, cheap, easy, and way better than you ever could have done by getting a website and trying to work with it yourself or hiring a team to help you. All right, so we've been building something big. The evolution of RocketYourBizAI.com. Go and check it out and see what we're offering. It's a big deal. We're moving beyond simple automations and to the birth of the autonomous business engine. In other words, not just actions that are automated. We've been doing that forever, right? Using a command center to control lots of websites where we walk in and manually make changes to improve the SEO, add new pages, update images, add some videos. What if AI measured on its own when to do these things, to what degree to do these things, which things are valuable the most, which things aren't? And what if it was checking the competitive landscape out there on Google and it was determining how to make you compete better than the other guys every day, because it's the job. Go research everyone, figure out what they're doing best, figure out what they're missing, make us stronger, and answer the phones. And if people need something, send them the email. If they're looking for an invoice, send it, create it and send it to them. If they need an estimate, create it and send it to them. If they're asking whether we have a discount on a certain bundled package if they do it this way, we know the answer. And we are attending to it literally through AI. No human needs to be there. You get to just launch it and just wait for it to start making you money. Okay? So that is the idea. That is where things are going. There are a lot of AI systems out there doing just that. So we knew it's not about who's got the best idea. It's who can create the tools that do that. Well, we did. And we're adding to it still over the months because this will never end. That's why it's a subscription-based thing. All right, let me just keep showing you. All right, so businesses are changing fast. AI is replacing manual workflows. It's huge. I'll get to dollars and cents in this presentation and point it out. Automation's replacing bloated teams. Okay, anywhere that it can be cut. Did you know at Amazon, like half of the crew is robots instead of humans? Humans and robots are like working side by side on the conveyors. Robots are flying past each other on the floor, grabbing stuff and sending it off because it's just faster, right? There's no way to avoid the fact that that cuts down on delivery charges and cuts down on manufacturing costs for companies that manufacture that do this. See AI any way you want. They are moving forward, and the only ones who can keep up are the ones who are keeping up. It is better to get on that train now while it's moving 5 miles an hour and speeding up than to wait until it's already moving 100 miles an hour and try to grab a hold of it, right? Don't get behind. Speed's the new competitive advantage. So companies must accept the reality that they can't get out of it unless AI crumbles, which it won't. All right, so here's kind of the idea, and it's just a fun little visual to try to give you a notion. But you have a voice-controlled manager, you have global expansion. We can take your website and produce it in all languages, worldwide, through however many countries apply to you that matter to you, okay? They self-optimize. They do their own work. They think it out. They do the research online. They create new contents, new images, new videos. and they decide what to post to social media on their behalf. Every website runs totally without you, dedicated. It's a team. It's like the equivalent of an 8-person team. You got somebody who does deep research, somebody who's the live chat agent. You've got the customer service on the phone. You've got a cold calling mechanism if you want that. Like, for instance, say you're throwing up websites about janitorial services for local companies. You'd like to be able to call the companies, right? And direct them at the website or websites. What if a bunch of your websites were all calling the companies? So as far as the companies are concerned, it's really, what deal's being offered by one of the guys that they call back. And if you wanted, you could even have competitive pricing built into the websites, but competitive advantage. So you could have your elite services for more, your cheaper services for less. And those guys the cold callers, AI cold callers can call knowing that that's their job. That's nuts, right? And you've got the appointment setter, right? Anybody who calls who wants to be able to talk to somebody about something and you want to set that appointment for a human, that's fine. The system will set all the appointments, and your team can answer those calls, right? All of this is happening automatically. The idea is if you can do it in an automated fashion without losing any value, okay? And for most businesses, that's true because people see most businesses as commodities. Only in cases where you need the human touch is that not true, right? But online, most of the stuff that happens out there is done by AI, especially because now even AI communication feels massively human compared to the old days. And it's more efficient, especially if it's speaking in your language and if it knows exactly what it should say all the time, just great. All right, so every website somebody gets for our service is a fully automated business. It sets itself up within about an hour. And when it's done, it's got a local phone number. You call it, that's an AI assistant talking to you that knows everything about the business, everything about that website, everything that you need. If you talk to the live chat agent, it's a different person. It sounds like a different person, has a different name, has a different image representing who it is, say. And it knows everything about the business. Same as the phone. If you need an email sent, the website can figure it out and send it over the phone. If you need to fill out a form, they can do it over the phone and send it where it needs to go. If you're from Chinatown, you have trouble speaking in English and you call in, they can offer to you the questions in Mandarin or Cantonese, whatever you're comfortable with, and actually get the answers out of you that way for the form and send a copy in Chinese and English both ways so that both parties get both copies. So this runs 24/7 without intervention. So even that call could happen at 3 a.m. while another call the exact same time through the exact same phone number can come in at 3 a.m. from someone else in a different language. And the system can handle them both at the exact same time. Can handle up to 50 callers at the same exact time through the same inbound number. That's interesting, isn't it? It can handle the customer inquiries instantly. It can generate and nurture leads. So yes, it can run a customer database and make smart decisions about who to contact about what, who to notify about what, how to pitch something to this guy depending on their history of communication, and what level they like to buy at, and how serious they are up here or down here, so that it offers them the right thing, person by person. And it improves on its own performance, which is the absolute most important thing. We run AI that analyzes AI. So we have one AI mechanism that studies and critiques the calls and the live chat agent discussions from the other AIs and determines what was done well, what might have been done poorly, what missing information there could be, and sends a request off like to the AI manager. Hey, we need to create a web page about this, or we need to reference the knowledge base about that. And if we don't know the answer, we need to do some deep research. And if we don't find the answer, we need to contact the person in charge of us to let us know that we need some insight so he can call in and tell the AI manager, and the AI manager will tell all the rest of us, and we'll immediately hop to. We'll create the new web pages, put out the social media posts pointing back at it, and we'll know how to answer on the phone. We'll know how to answer on live chat, and not just here at this website, but we'll tell the other websites in the package. so that everyone is updated all at once. No one misses out. That's crazy. So if somebody has 50 websites, they just call one AI manager and explain what they want changed. And the AI manager will make sure that all the teams governing all the 50 websites know exactly what to do. That's crazy. So everything runs without you. You don't need to do daily management. You don't need to write any content. You don't need any customer service overhead. You don't need to hire guys in the Philippines to answer the phone. The system updates itself and it scales itself and it operates in all these languages. So when you talk scale, we will get to worldwide scaling because very often people forget that less than 4% of the internet is in English. So if you have no pages in other languages, you are missing out on 96% of the rest of what people read out there. AI answers your phones. Sounds perfectly natural when it talks. It knows all about your business the way it should, like a seasoned tech that you've had on your payroll for a few years. I mean, it learns in minutes what takes a human months to learn about your business, and it never misses. As long as your knowledge base about your company is clear, and it builds it by looking at your website, combing it, learning everything about it, straight through the sitemap, all the 4 public-facing pages, and then it knows exactly everything. It knows what you discount when, it knows what your offers are and when, and anything that's not public-facing on your websites, you can just train it. You just train it. You upload some new documents that explain it all, or whatever you want to do, and now it knows, like that, okay? Thousands of pages of knowledge-based material it can just memorize in seconds and literally know and be able to operate with on the phones, on all, 50 websites even, or 200 websites even. And it can operate it through all the live chat agents. Everyone knows the drill. Handles pricing objections. Intelligent discount offering if a customer is irate, or if it's a certain holiday where you would normally offer a discount, then it can operate that way. It follows your rules to know what to do. And of course, it'll alert you if it doesn't really know, but it talks with your visitors. Real time on the web, it's communicating on voice or on live chat agent. It can guide the users to the conversion action. It can literally tell them where to go, or on the live chat agent, it can show them the link. Even on the phone, it can say, hey, open the live chat agent and ask this, and it'll tell you the link. Pretty soon, we'll just have the phone guy open the live chat agent and show the link. Instant link sharing and support. Yeah, so that's the point. We can just provide this stuff to people immediately, right? So how do you get to a clickable link over the phone? Well, pretty soon in our system, everyone who's on this subscription for this AI businesses that run themselves all year, all the updates that we do in the back end that we push out go to all these sites. So these sites improve themselves and their functions and their abilities automatically. You don't even know and need to know what's going on. They're going to create any videos for the topics that are interesting and pull people's attention. They're going to be able to share links on pop-ups that they weren't able to share before. They're going to add call to actions that weren't there before. They're going to know where people stop reading in the middle of a page and decide if that's where to put a banner that catches their attention about what they've read so far on that page that leads them to the next thing. Okay, you don't need to know any of that because AI is governing all of that automatically all year. So it's a business that runs itself without you, 100%. But you can still hop in and make changes anytime you want. Anything fundamentally different about your business? Hop in and make changes, no problem. AI handles the operations, automates estimates. It can figure out the estimates according to your knowledge base rules. How much do you charge per foot of pipe? How much do you charge to drive a mile each way? Do you work on weekends or not? If so, what do you charge for weekend rates or emergency rates? And it can literally figure all that out and write the estimates like into a PDF and attach it to an email, send it to a prospect, thank them for visiting the website, sharing the estimate, asking them to engage, and letting them know what the options are, and that you have financing available, and here's the terms. Here's a couple of examples of how that would go. You can do that. It depends on your knowledge base, which is very simple. Matter of fact, the funnest part for any human is just to add cool, interesting stuff about the company into the knowledge base, and then just upload the file with the changes added, so that now when the system looks at the file and disseminates through all the websites, they all immediately know more about your business from that one knowledge base file. It can handle all your emails. It can handle all your appointment scheduling. Okay. So it'll just forward you things you need to know and drop all the spam stuff. Literally only tell it what you want. Only tell it if you wanted to schedule appointments for you on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, noon to 3, and that's it, or whatever, or a different schedule on a different day. And otherwise, to handle everything on its own. How's that? And emails. It'll be able to handle basically 100% of your emails, because as long as your knowledge base is clear. But if it doesn't know how to handle an email, it'll let you know. That way you can train it. Maybe upload something new into your knowledge base, or call your AI manager and tell it something it didn't know. And all of a sudden it disseminates the information. All the websites are caught up and you're back away. You're only there for emergencies. You're there for backup. It evolves after launch. That's my point. It can auto-post to social media. It'll create the accounts on its own. It can soon probably verify all the links in the emails, unless some of the social media are really trying to avoid that. In which case, it'll send you those verification links for you to click on, or whatever you need to do to prove that you're you, just so it can continue. And if you don't want to, ignore it, and it'll just ignore those social media accounts, whatever they are. Continuous competitor analysis. It assumes that the rest of the world isn't lying down. The industry in every location is trying to keep up, and it figures that that's true. And so it's going to go back and check and see what it can do to keep up. Automated page updates. It decides when to update pages or overwrite them, or add new pages. I should say update pages or add new pages, because we've never covered the topics before. And it'll update that for all the sites. Dynamic new page creation, that's what that is. Okay, what else have we got? It's built to rank faster. It will check internal linking, automated backlinking. It handles that. It does on-page optimization, SEO, user behavior tracking to see how far down pages people scroll and what they pay attention to, what they click on. It analyzes that so it can decide where to move things, where to add things, how to rearrange things to get people to the goal of the conversions, whatever conversions you're offering. AI improves pages automatically. Like I was saying before, it can even reorder sections based on where people scroll down to and then leave. It can say, if they left, maybe this section kind of lost their interest. Let me try switching it out for a different section further down the page. See if they scroll further down. It can do all these different tests. It can test layout for max conversion, maximize click-through rates, and just work with SEO to improve things on the pages all the way around, including page speed. AI markets your business. It can cold call for you. We can do drip email campaigns that work with the cold calls, so that we can cold call to voicemail on purpose to companies, right? We're cold calling companies as B2B and telling them, hey, Tom, no need to reply to my call, but I thought you might be interested in knowing that we can do A for your XYZ. Check your email. I sent you an email about it. Get a hold of me if you're interested. So AI made that voicemail drop. What happened there? The drip email picks up, and it goes out to the same guy. Okay. And the guy can be kind of interested from the call and sort of aware to check for the email, more sensitive to the email. Automated follow-up loops. We can keep contacting them back. We can have rules for cold calling. We can have rules for emails to contact guys back. Intelligent lead routing. When do we need to send leads where? to humans or to a different AI, we control that. You can run business worldwide, multi-language support, international domain management. So with the extensions, if you're in Argentina, what is that? .ar for Argentina? Well, then your domain can be .ar. It can be something in Spanish .ar, right? Brazil can be something in Portuguese what is that? BZ or BR. I got to go and look that back up again. But I can do that. You can actually launch domains that are clearly intended for those countries and operate within them with multi-language, that language. And we'll create localized content. We can write about, in the US once, I made 2 pages and I had one of them talk about the zip code and write as though we operate in that zip code. And I said 46514. And it goes, okay, if you had fun seeing the RV auto show and then you were walking along the edge of the Oakart River and you lost your keys, contact these locksmiths. But then I had another page. It was like 98027. It goes, if you've been hiking, at Granite Mountain and you lost your keys on the trail, then call, this locksmith here in Seattle, basically. And so it can know every town around the world and write as though it was always there for years. The content can feel local. That's my point. Global AI communication. If somebody told us something in Bangladesh that we feel relates in Brazil and Japan and nowhere else, that's just it. AI knows that. AI knows why. That may be something to do with a natural like when we went to Cancun, we were asked, hey, have you got WhatsApp? And I never had anyone ask me that before. WhatsApp wasn't so popular in the US yet, but I found it was certainly popular in other countries. Well, that will be known in the communication systems. Okay. Same with everything else. So anyway, if there was something that applied to those 3, then the AI manager would know to create pages on the websites in those languages, in those areas, but not anywhere else because it doesn't apply anywhere else. How's that for insanity? When we get to costs, right? Because that's just it. Say you have an 8-person team working 24 hours a day, 365 days a year because it doesn't take breaks. No holidays, no bathroom breaks, no coffee breaks, no time off, no sick days. No, I got to go to my kid's event. No, somebody's getting married or anything else. Right? These guys are always there. They're always dedicated. They're always doing their absolute best to beat everyone else without cutting corners. And they're smart and they don't make mistakes anymore, not hardly. And the mistakes they make, they catch in the audits and fix on their own. Okay? That's how far we've come. That's why this became so important to make happen. Okay? Because this is it, man. This is the future of setting up your retirement scores, is getting these businesses to run. Okay. AI creates media. AI determines when to make videos and makes them. It makes testimonials. It creates custom images and marketing banners. And it knows how to print correctly without misspelling most of the time. So it'll write the company name correctly. It'll write the slogan correctly. It'll write the meaning of things correctly. When it does a video testimonial and somebody's wearing a hat, it'll say the right word on the hat or words, the right slogan on the shirt or whatever it is. Slogan, the right company name, say, badge. And it knows how to think about the area. If you say, hey, do a couple of guys looking at a roof on the home in Dallas versus in San Francisco versus in Seattle versus in Phoenix, it knows exactly what that should look like in each case. So when it generates the example roofs that it would cost so much money to get a guy to fly a drone over, take professional shots, do post-production. I asked a guy once, he did that for a living. I said, see how fast we can create these now? We can create 1,000, in a month onto the websites that are all hot. So how long would it take you to make 1,000 of these professional shots yourself? He said the rest of my life. I just can't compete. That's why it's so important to get good at this, because companies have to use this. They have to. And people ought to, especially if you have any risk of losing your job. Get businesses running to start creating incomes for you. Okay. And the videos, I'll show you later in a different video because it's a topic all to itself. I think I showed some before in a recent video I put up on YouTube, but I'll do another one. It's absolutely amazing what we can do now with videos. All right, everything's connected. It's an AI system with all these workers working smartly together, and that means tons of websites, maybe in different languages and different lands, all working together and knowing if it works in Bangladesh and Brazil and Japan, but nowhere else, only write about it in Bengali, only write about it in Brazil and Japan, and that's it, nowhere else. Okay, centralized intelligence database. Anyone asks a question anywhere, whether it's through a live chat agent or a phone call or whatever, they send something in. It's an email that gets read. If the answer is not forthcoming, there's a directive. To figure out what the answer is supposed to be, get a hold of the AI manager and train all the rest of the sites. That's if it passes muster. If somebody just calls in and they're saying, hey, how much salt should I put on my steak? And this is an insurance company where that's the wrong question, then it won't do it. Because it knows that that's completely not related. You know, we don't have to worry about that anymore because AI just knows when to do it and when not to. It's so crazy. We just set it with the right rules once and let it decide. Shared knowledge system, shared knowledge intelligence, shared system intelligence. Instant cross-platform updates. That's what I mean. Everything updates immediately. All the live chat agents, the customer service, and everybody else. Unified AI management. There you go. One AI manager to rule them all. Okay? And they all work for you. So this is not just websites. You don't have to learn anything. You make a phone call, order your businesses to go live, and hang up the phone and walk away. And that was it. You paid. You got the number. Well, you got on the subscription. You got the number. You told them what you want. Answered the questions. Hang up the phone. That was it. That was all your work. No more work. You're done. Just let it start making you money. It'll take however long it takes, a month or 2 or 3, I guess, to get to ramped up to the point where it starts generating profit for you. Just depends on what you're selling and how much it has to learn and how much it has to put out and how long we have to wait for Google to start updating and catching onto the pages. But they are written extremely well. All the websites are niche. They're all focused exactly on their set of questions, their set of issues, their set of points. All the knowledge research that was done to figure out what goes in those sites means the sites are done right. It's a full business system operating entirely on its own. Like I said, you don't have to learn anything. You order it, you hang up the phone, you're done. It's done. Okay, let it just grow. And it's an outsourced AI department in a box. It really is. It's insane. I mean, the system has its own assistants all working together. They're all AI around the clock to make you more money. Each of these businesses costs how much? $75 a month. Think about the weirdness of that. If you paid one guy and he was good and he was a manager or, standard employee, right? You might be paying what, $40 to $60 an hour, but then you also have to pay payroll tax, stuff like that. And these guys are going to want some time off, some holiday pay, fringe benefits of some kind. Even if you're just doing meals every once in a while for everyone and putting out free coffee. I mean, there are expenses, right? So you might be thinking that the average worker is like from $80 to $100 an hour. So for 1 hour, say it was $75. You're paying in a month what you would pay for one guy for 1 hour in a standard business. That's why this cannot get ignored. That's why this expansion is happening. No downtime. No employees call in sick ever or take a bathroom break. They are always at the desk any time of day, and they can answer anyone in any language. It's the output of 8 workers at once, and that's because they have their own roles. There's the live chat agent, there's the customer service, there's the deep research guy, there's the appointment center, there's the knowledge base guy, there's the email center. All of them work together. The drafting guy for PDFs and stuff. Open all day, every day, no payroll. Isn't that insane? $75 a month per system. So what's the risk? It's so little, right? And yet the upside is insane because these systems learn with every month you let them live, breathe, and grow. That's like 48 people if you think it's like an 8-person system per shift times 3 shifts. It's 24. But then you've got a weekend crew. That's also 3 shifts for the weekend. So it's another 24 people. It's 48 people. It's the equivalent, if you do the math, of like 1,728 man hours per week. Right? That would normally be costing you, $80 to $100 per man hour. Delivered for less than 1 hour of a human employee's pay. Less than 1 hour of a human employee's real pay with the payroll tax and the fringe benefits and the free coffee at the company or whatever. You get this. And these guys are high IQ. They know your business in and out. They're not beginners, even though they started yesterday. They are incredible, and they're going to work all year long doing their damnedest to make you more money than your competitors. Who this is for? It's for business owners who want to scale. You want to get bigger. You want to handle more business. You want more calls coming in. You want to expand into local towns next to you. Then maybe set up subsidiaries out there so you can expand further. Get more websites going, more crews running your businesses. That means more of these businesses running. And whenever enough demand pops up in one place or another, put your physical location, put a new satellite office out there. Let it grow harder and faster and support it, right? Employees wanting to automate their roles. This is for people who work at a company who want their own dedicated team that they can oversee, who can do all of their work for them. That's kind of how that works too. And this is for entrepreneurs who are launching new streams of income to sell this, that. Try selling fitness coaching, right? Where you're using AI for that. Try selling expertise in any arena because your AI over the phone can talk people through whatever they need. I would caution against pretending to be a doctor. Always give advice saying we're not a doctor, right? If you even go that route. But if you're a fitness coach, just let people know, hey, I'm AI, no matter what you do. But this is what we're doing. Having said that, what if you want to just sell software is good out there? Sell apps. What if you're drop shipping something or getting a cut on a system that you sell? You can just have this thing set all those businesses up, and then whatever kicks, start doubling down. Get more business websites for that business model. That's nuts. More businesses running in parallel to compete. For a local company, it means just keep growing more websites in your region and get larger. We are in beta right now because we just launched. We're adding the tools in. Now, we've been doing all of this since 2009. We've been growing the same system since 2009. It's just gotten better and more interesting and evolved. Well, we're continuing to evolve the same system, but this is where we are now. So we are not fly-by-nighters. For anyone who's wondering, who's never heard of us before, we've been doing this since 2009. I used to tell people, go to my YouTube channel, sort my videos oldest to newest, and you'll see that my first video, I'm teaching Google Trends. It was a 2-part, how to use Google Trends like a pro. And that was in late 2008, when YouTube was like 4 years old. We've been doing the same business ever since. All right. We have new features. We're expanding just every week. New features will come online, get pushed through the websites. I have a page out there with a list of like when things are anticipated and when things are released, just so you can check it for the fun of it. Because again, you don't even need to know. You got these businesses going. It's like starting a 401k. Walk away. Let it roll. Get the discounted annual. So you're like, okay, I got the payment done for the year. Walk away. Let it do its thing. The window for first mover advantage is closing in the sense that everything is getting faster. Who knows what the future will bring? Get in, get going now because you might lose your job. On the one hand, we have no idea how the economy is going to be, so hop in. On the other hand, for businesses, if your competitors are slimming down their costs by automating more and more and more tasks, You better do that too, or you're going to be stuck being expensive with an old system running without automation. Okay. So everyone should be keen on this. All right. And if you're in retirement, you're thinking, I might have to come out of retirement. This is the easiest way I know to come out of retirement. All right. They're real businesses with real income potential, local service businesses, online products, drop shipping, coaching and consulting, lead generation. AI is an expert at all of it, and it can study and learn from the internet more any day. It can do analysis any day, learn more, come back, assess what it's got, improve upon it, train, retrain all the AIs on the phones, the live chat agents, the guys producing emails and PDFs and everything else. You can even allow AI to update your knowledge base with a section that's AI updates versus human updates, right? Meaning owner updates. It's insane. So AI doesn't just run the business, it works 24/7 to keep growing the business. It watches your performance every day. It improves pages. It creates new content, adjusts the strategy as you go. It does all this stuff on its own and increases conversions. It's the idea. It just keeps working on all of this with that goal in mind of increasing conversions. It knows how to measure that, how to analyze how well it's doing, what else it can do to improve, and just keep going all year. So yeah, go check it out. Rocket Your Biz AI, visit rocketYourBizAI.com and get yourself running. There's 3 offers on there. It's a simple website, sort of tech forward looking. There's not a lot of visual activity on there, and there's not a lot of material on there yet. We'll add as we go. You'll just see things get added, but it's enough. So I'll do a video where I walk through it, but if you go, you'll see your way through it real quick and easy. You'll understand what the things are for because they're laid out well. You understand how the pieces fit together. Some of it's for you. Some of it's for your website business structure. So you can decide, do I want to do websites and then walk away? Or do I want this for myself as an employee in my company to make me shine? Or am I a business owner who wants this for one or more employees in my company to make them all shine and make my company way faster and better and more competitive, which you should be doing if you're a company owner? Or should I do both? Pretty soon, what if I take this team and attach it to that structure? And that's kind of what's happening over the next month automatically. This is actually what we're building in, is this into that. But you can also have one of these for yourself and whatever it is you do. Okay. Long video, a lot of material. Go check this out. This is just the future, right? Getting businesses that run themselves is the future. This is one of the easiest ways I know that you can step in. This is done to launch. And then we'll just keep adding to it as we go. I'll put up that list of the updates. We'll just let you know when each one gets marked off the list is done. Okay? And you don't need to care. But you have a dashboard. There's a dashboard here where you can log in and see what's going on. And we'll just keep adding to the dashboard too. But yeah, you can literally order websites, hang up the phone, and they'll just start doing themselves. Right now at the rate of 1 an hour. Pretty soon we'll clone that system so we can load balance. And it'll be 2 an hour, 5 an hour, 10 an hour. Imagine getting 100 websites at the rate of 10 an hour, you know? That's crazy. All right. Anyone interested in marking this up and reselling it? We don't have a white hat or white label version of that yet, but everything is easy these days, so we could create things like that quick, okay? That's for anyone who's interested. Other than that, for those of you who are interested in benefiting yourselves, just getting businesses running, do that. If you wanted your business to be to promote this, and I'm honestly just saying this now as it crosses my mind, you could run one or more businesses that are different that promote this, but are meant to cut you in. They're meant to pay you directly. And then that way you can mark the prices up and pay us the wholesale to run it. So that's another way to go. That's really insane, but very doable and very interesting to the market because everybody wants this. And the price is so stupid low at our end right now that even if our price gets stuck having to double, you're still talking about like an hour and a half of one normal employee's pay plus payroll plus incentives and benefits of the workplace per month for the whole team running everything all month. That's insane. All right, get in, hop in, lock in. Just decide what you want to do. And if you want to do the affiliate thing, believe me, we're going to back you big time because this should get out there. All right, talk to you soon.